Thanks for staying with us here on eNCA this Sunday morning. Police Minister Bheki Cele says the public should report errant activity by law enforcement during the lockdown. He says people can lay complaints with the Independent Police Investigative Directorate. So what complaints can and cannot you lay, what complaints can and can't you lay against the police? IPID Spokesperson Sontaga Seisa joins us on the line now. Sontaga, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Before we get started on that list and what you can complain about, as we head into day 3, how has a lockdown been treating the IPID call centre, the people manning those lines for these very important complaints to be had? Tell us what you're hearing from your colleagues.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for inviting us. It is important to mention that during this COVID-19 lockdown, since it started, we are now on day 3. The first day that we started implementing the lockdown, we received a lot of calls, and the calls that have been coming through are the calls that mainly of those calls that are not falling within the mandate of IPID. And I think what is really disturbing is that our communities, when they call these numbers that are standby numbers, when they're being explained by our investigators that, look, this type of a complaint is not within our mandate as IPID. Instead of understanding, when they are being redirected to the correct numbers and the correct, officials or authorities, they become abusive, and they also become rude. And unfortunately, we had some incidents where some of them have gone to a level of insult. That has been coming through to some of our standby numbers, and we really very much, disturbed about this. We are making an appeal that IPID services is actually available even during this lockdown. But I think the difference that I need to mention to the community is that the difference is that the offices of IPID are not going to be physically accessible, because we all know that people have got to comply with the lockdown. They cannot walk to our offices. So the alternative, which is also, an effective and efficient manner of communicating with us, it's through our 24/7 standby numbers that are available throughout the country.
Now, Sontaga, allow me to come in there. So basically what you're saying, do not call the IPID hotline if you're trying to complain about lines at shopping, at a grocery store where people are not practicing social distancing. Do not call IPID if you see somebody out jogging and not adhering to lockdown laws. What can you call the IPID hotline for?
Okay, 100% correct. I think it has been a sort of a permit with our communities in the country, I think, because they were actually calling and complaining about exactly what you just said, just to say, look, we are seeing the police and the soldiers not wearing gloves, and we see, and the others will call and say, we don't see them patrolling in our areas. And the others will even go on and say things that I'm trying to get hold of these services. I can't get them, so where do I get these services? So shortly and quickly, I will briefly talk to the communities about how IPID functions and the type of cases that we are dealing with. I will quickly deal with them. Number one, it is death in police custody, and number 2, it will be death as a result of police action, and number 3, it will be the discharge of any police official, and number 4, it will be raid by a police official, whether the police official is on duty or not. Number 5, it will be raid by another inmate if a person is arrested in our cells, in the police cells, and he or she gets raped by another person who is not a police official. And the other one, which is number 6, which is mainly a common one, it is assault or torture by police officials while that police official is actually or executing his duties. So this is very common one, but I think I need to share this with the community and say only on condition that police official that is alleged to have assaulted someone is actually executing his duties or her duties. If the police official is assaulting somebody and he is not executing his duty, that is not falling within the IPID of mandate. And the next one will be, which is hopefully, not hopefully, it is going to be the last one. It is self-initiative by IPID by identifying and investigating corruption-related, cases against the police, or alternatively, if such case is being referred to us and our executive director, or it's being referred to us by the MEC for Community Safety, or the Minister of Police, then we take that case and investigate.
Now Sontaga, we're heading into day 3 of lockdown, and already on social media we've heard some stories, we've even seen some videos of what would appear to be police officers who seem to be quite heavy-handed in going about their duties in trying to enforce this lockdown in certain parts of the country where people have still been out trying to do normal activities, trying to shut down shops that aren't supposed to be closed. A certain amount of heavy-handedness, though, that's coming through in some reports, especially on social media. Can you confirm for us that you have received reports already of this kind? Just quickly in closing in this interview.
Look, we did receive, like yesterday, there are 2 cases that we have received where people are reporting that they have been manhandled or assaulted. Remember, these are allegations. Until they are proven, investigating they are proven. But we did receive, according to my records, 2 of such cases when the police are actually executing their duties and they are, ended up perhaps manhandling or dealing with a person who is not cooperative. We do receive that.
Okay, thank you so much for that confirmation. Sontaga Seisa is the spokesperson for IPID. Indeed, now he's given us a list of what you can call and report on the IPID hotline. And if you just go on the internet and Google IPID lockdown hotline, that's what I did. And there's just a couple of stories there that will list for you the hotlines. There's a different hotline for each province. So it's a bit long for us to go through that. Just Google that if you feel that you have a case to make or a report to lay with IPID. So do go ahead and do that. Your headlines coming up in a moment. Stay with us.